What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Tuesday. It means it's time for another new DC Day stream. We're going to preview ahead and look at what's coming out tomorrow. No spoilers, but talk about some of the stuff. Give away some books, which reminds me I need to get the giveaway books in here. And maybe if we have time, I really want to look at some news that's coming out. There's some very crazy news, exciting news. It's a DC fandom divided. Some are happy, some are not, but there's some crazy news, and we're going to talk about it right after this. All righty, let me get this going. So don't forget, if you're new to the channel or if you're old to the channel, there's some fantastic links in the description, like Big Time Collectibles online retailer. Be sure to check them out for any online exclusives, convention books, some mystery boxes. They got all kinds of cool stuff going on. You don't want to miss out on that. If you need anything cleaned or pressed, look no further. Justin Comics has got you covered. You can let them know you found them via the channel. Take advantage of any kind of special offers you might be running. And you can also, where's the daggum thing? Can't find it. You can also get him to submit books for you. If you have not set up an account with CGC or CBCS, he's got you covered. He can submit them for you, save you the time. And then if you want to set up a pool list, ABX Comics and Games has got you covered. If you don't have a comic shop near you or one that's worth checking out, hit up ABX Comics and Games, set up a pool list. You never miss out on any of the books. All the stuff I'll be talking about today, I pick up at ABX Comics and Games. And they do free shipping on orders over $100. So really, really great opportunity there. A lot of good stuff coming out these days. A lot of these recent books are starting to get hot, especially on the little secondary market there. I was looking at some of the prices of the absolute stuff recently, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of getting up there. There's a lot of attention on the absolute Batman stuff. It's kind of going wild. All right, let's see if I can get this added in here via my phone. Taking forever. I want to show you guys what's in the giveaway for today, and this thing is not wanting to cooperate. Not cooperating. It's weird using StreamYard, especially on a device. You can go to add a photo, and you can do the exact same action 5 times in a row, and it'll just happen to work on the 6th time. But here it is. Boom! Today's giveaway is Absolute Flash issue number this week. Variant cover by the always amazing John Jang. That's issue number 9. And then the brand new Batman Deadpool. This isn't the old one. This is the brand new one. We already had Deadpool Batman. This is completely different. This is Batman Deadpool. Kind of the same, but very different. Kind of the same, that features the same 2 names on it. Different creative teams, different stories, different meetings of characters. And this is a gorgeous cover with White Queen and Catwoman, the Sozamaki cover. Sozamaki. So that gorgeous book, which that really doesn't do justice, but we'll look at it closer when we pull up the books. Those 2 are being given away. And if we hit the super chat goal for the day, I've already got a stack of books with all the goodies included, like the extra, what is that I got in here? The DC Hero sealed pack, the stickers, all kinds of stuff. And the featured one, it'll be the Black Adam Raza variant. So there's 4 books, including a little key right there on that one. We'll add all that in there if we hit the super chat goal. And we'll go from there. Man, I got to clean up some of these books. Got to know where to put stuff. All right, let's see who we got in here so far. Who we got? Let's see who we got. Lisa, what is going on? Happy Tuesday to you. Hope you're doing good. Las Crucias, what's up? What's going on, Matt? Got Brian LCS in here. Hello. I have comic issues. What's up, homie? Billy, what's going on, man? We got Raider Nation coming in, hitting that new member button. Be sure to hit that join button. Become a channel member. It's a great way to support the channel. If you join in the Legion tier, there are 2 tiers. There's a supporter tier, then the Legion tier. It puts you on the Legion Loot prize wheel as well. But big shout out to Raider Nation. Boom, he's there. Yeah, so there's hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that a little bit. It's getting a little choppy out there for the Snyder fans and the Gunn fans. People don't know what to do to make heads or tails of. We got 13 months strong for Matt, Heroes for Our Comic Club. Woo! Yeah, that's fantastic. Steven with the seed dropping that $2 super chat. Happy new DC Day to you as well. Hitting these Monsterverse clips reminds me how long it feels like it's been since the last issue of the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. It has been a while. And the next issue has King Ghidorah like front and center on the cover. I'm very excited for that issue. But we did get the Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 trailer since last week. It looks fantastic. Very Kong-centric. I'm going to have to get some clips from that. What is going on, Steve White? Good afternoon to you. I know I missed the first few minutes. You can always rewatch it on the no big deal. Steven with the sleeves. Oh, yeah. What's going on, Steve? Phil, how's it going? Ronnie, what's up? What's up? Chang Gang for sure. What's going on at the adventurous one? Scotty, yeah, Phil. Same but different, still the same, yeah. White Queen, Betty White isn't around anymore. I don't know. Not at Marvel, at least, I guess. I don't know. First comic-related stream I've watched in like 5 months, pretending to be a productive employee. Shh, don't tell anyone. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. On both accounts. I'll be honest with you guys. I think I've said it a bunch of times. Like, I used to do a lot better job at like trying to keep up with everyone's content. There's so many people that make content, and there's different kinds of content as well. Some people, they're like the comics explain size channels or Jim that are like do YouTube for a living. Some people do it for fun. Some people just do hangout streams, and there's all kinds of content in between. I'm either on here I have like my channel's like geared around like my free time. Like I have this window of opening on Tuesdays. That's where this comes from. And then Friday mornings and Sunday night is after bedtime. Outside of that, if I get free time, I'm typically looking for like live streams to get to actually talk and chat with people. I don't spend much time on comic book YouTube really outside of actually just getting to interact with people directly. What is going on, Austin LeMay? Yeah, it's hard to keep up with everything. King Gaming World, what is going on? How's it going? Got some new comics last week. The Youngbloods #1 2020. Yeah, it was a fun read, dude. I got that one as well. That was a really fun read. Big Time Collectibles just posted where they have the Rob Liefeld foil cover with Shaft, a bunch of signed graded ones. If anyone's looking to collect the new issue, that's a good opportunity there. But it was a really fun read. My favorite part about it, and I talked about this on Sunday night when me and Sector were reviewing everything. So this came out last week. I'm not really going to dive too much into spoilers, but Youngblood #1, the coolest thing is watching Shaft's outfit change in every panel he appears in. It was hilarious. Sometimes his headpiece has got a little thing on his forehead. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes he has 2 long sleeves on. The next moment he'll have 1 long sleeve on. Then he'll have just 1 half sleeve on. Then he'll have no sleeves on. It was really funny. But I absolutely love Rob Liefeld's art. The story was fast-paced, dynamic. It was just really cool. But it was just funny seeing that. I'm like, dude, how is this intentional? Same bat time, same bat channel. What is going on, Cosmic One? How are you today? Let's see. Wayne, what's up, homie? How's it going? Papa Willie, hello. I'm doing it in front of, yeah, same here. This is like a nice little outlet for me, man. It's a really enjoyable little outlet. That's my little woosah place. Life is busy for everybody. Everybody's life is busy, but I definitely feel it sometimes. And this is a good way for me to let off steam. It's a good steam let off. I don't have too much steam, I don't think, but I always feel better after getting an opportunity to hang out with everybody and getting to chit chat. Let's see what I can find. All right. Back to over here. I can confirm Mark never watches my content. I don't know. When you do the live streams, I pop in there. And what did you do today? You bought another one of those comics by the pound things. Good value. I wouldn't buy it. Yeah, every now and then I'll catch a video in terms of like I'll fast forward around to see how it goes. I don't front to back watch a lot of stuff. I try to watch as much as I can, but there's a lot. Yeah, definitely a lot. Oh, another 2025 comics I got. VR Troopers and Power Rangers Prime, just to dip my toes in modern stuff. Yeah, a new issue of Power Ranger Prime comes out tomorrow. I picked up the VR Troopers free comic book day, but I kind of bowed out. Like I've got like all the Power Ranger books from the first Hamilton one till the end of Parrot's Boom run, which was fantastic. But then I kind of like, oh, I'm good. Just finished Jed McKay's X-Men 1 to 22. Very underrated, good book. Juggernaut is basically the Wolverine of his team. And I can't get into any modern X-Men stuff. Am I going to get rich and famous on YouTube? No. But do I have fun with it? Yes. Yeah, I tell people all the time. The only the three rules for YouTube is have fun, content over equipment, and be consistent. That's all. That's all. Mine neither, but it's okay. I put out non-comic stuff. Yeah, you do a lot of toy stuff. A lot of toy stuff. Last time I checked and was watching some stuff on that you have out there, Scotty, I noticed you have like one little Transformer toy thing at like over 50,000 views. It was crazy. I think you have it pinned to the top of your channel. But it was wild how much stuff you have on there, or how much views some of that stuff gets on there. Toy stuff is a popular little thing, and it's just wild because it's not like Hot Toys or stuff like that. It's just regular old toys. Just it's the most random of toys, really. Let me see if I can find something in here. Probably better on X. There was there's something I want to look at and talk about first before anything. And it's the sale of Warner Brothers. It's no secret that Warner Brothers is up for sale. Back when James Gunn and Peter Safran first got offered and took over the roles ahead of DC Studios, people were speculating on that they're just being hired to make them viable. Just to make them viable to be sold. And it looks like that has absolutely come true. Not only did they do a good job of like setting up this potential that these IPs have, but Warner Brothers as a company has had a fantastic year with a lot of very successful releases. And in right now, we've had other big shakes and moves inside the movie studio world. We had Paramount getting bought out. And then the same company that bought out Paramount made an offer for Warner Brothers, and it was denied. They made a second offer. It was denied. And in the meantime, you've had other people come in and make an offer. Netflix was scheduled to make an offer, but over in Saudi Arabia, they're kind of like transforming their country to be a more entertainment-based market economy kind of thing. And they've done some other stuff in some other areas like gaming and stuff like that. So they're looking to dip their toes into this. And from what it looks like, the Saudis are teaming up with Universal to be able to make a big boy bid for Warner Brothers, because ultimately, not only do they want to get like into the movie entertainment stuff, that also opens the doors for them opening up Universal theme parks over there, which is, I guess it's cool. A lot of people were very excited, and a lot of people are very upset about the idea of shaking things up. You have a lot of people very excited and happy with how things are going under James Gunn. And I would say, especially now that a little bit of time has gone, a lot of people equally not as excited, not like necessarily against it, but not necessarily as excited as they once were. And then you have the other group of people that are actively happy to watch James Gunn's time come to an end, mainly like the diehard online Snyder bots. I don't mean it's like you're running the day, everyday Zack Snyder universe fan, which I'm a big Zack Snyder universe fan. But there's a lot of like just diehard Snyder bots. It's not healthy sometimes. Same can be said about some of the people that blindly just praise everything that James Gunn does. But apparently, the rumor goes that the Saudis have already met with and spoke with Zack Snyder. Now, these rumors aren't necessarily unfounded. There's like photos of him over there. The Saudi Public Investment Fund is at the forefront of the bidding war for Warner Brothers, being reported as of yesterday. Warner Brothers Discovery could have a new owner by Christmas, with the Saudi Prince Investment Fund emerging as the front runner. Now, he posted photos of him with Zack Snyder, and it looks like there might be, like, I don't know there's any information beyond that, like, that's necessarily attached to it. Like, Zack Snyder's actively working on other projects right now. So I don't know how much of it has to do with him bringing back the Snyderverse or just making stuff, but it's got a lot of people talking about it. Now that my kid is older, I don't have as much time to just get on the computer and chill. Yeah, I thought that maybe as they got older, you'd have more time, because, when they're little, you gotta stay with them. I don't know. There might be a little, I don't know. It hits a point where I think they're just ready to do them, right? Tron Ares can't come to Disney Plus fast enough. I couldn't agree more. Appreciate Papa for that $5 super chat. Yeah, I got all my discs. You also check out the videos from last week. I'm talking about doing YouTube for fun. Did those out of pure personal enjoyment. Obviously not for views. But it's man, I want it to get announced already. I don't need it to release yet, but I need them to announce the Steelbook, the 4K Steelbook for Tron Ares. I got Tron and Tron Legacy earlier in the year when they finally released those after years of waiting. So I need my Tron Ares to match. I'm ready to see it again. I almost went this past Sunday to watch it again just by myself while everyone was at work. I'm wearing my Green Ranger shirt today. It was Heroes of Villains shirt day at work. Oh, nice. You did both. You did both with one t-shirt. Very good. My popular videos are first. It's something they tell you to do. Nice. I don't know who they are, but they're not talking to me. Does this mean Dot will be a Disney princess? Could be. Restore the Snyderverse. Like-minded freaks. What's going on, Canadian survivalists? I want metal Superman, not skinny jeans and punk rocker Superman. Well, we didn't get either of those. Yeah, I haven't experienced a metal Superman in the silver screen or a skinny jeans Superman. But I almost get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I said it walking out of the theater. I enjoyed the new Superman movie, but I liked Man of Steel so much more. What's your favorite read right now? Which current DC title would be your stranded on a deserted island? And oh, that's tough. Oh man, that's tough. Man, it's only a 12-issue maxi series and it wraps up tomorrow. But I was really, 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 really enjoying Ron V's New Gods, and I love what he did with it. It felt massive in scale. It felt like Lord of the Rings style, but with DC Comics cosmic characters. That's been good for the past year. Really good. Tom King's Wonder Woman. It just doesn't make sense how good it is. I'm trying to avoid the absolute stuff because, I mean, even with that, I would definitely like some of that's easy just to throw up on the list. But out of just like the regular books, Batman's never bad, but it's not often great. Regular old Action Comics have been a blast. Superman that Joshua Williamson has been doing has been really, really freaking good. To be honest with you, probably be out of ongoing, it'd probably be the current run of Wonder Woman or the current run of Superman. Probably lean more towards Superman. It's been just absolutely incredible. Incredible. Snyder is posting all kinds of Justice League, Batfleck, and Cavill stuff and other stuff. It's important to put that out there. So I think this is where a lot of the rumor mill, I think sometimes people just know how to be relevant. Zack Snyder just recently joined Instagram for the first time. He's been on Instagram now for like 2 weeks total of his life. And when he got on Instagram, he started sharing pictures and posts. So because what is he most known for? What does he have his biggest following from? Is superhero stuff, right? So it kind of just makes sense that he would post that stuff. Like his one, so like, yeah, every couple of posts, he'll put some like an old photo or something up from when he did stuff. Like his most recent post is some girl in the rain with her cheeks out. Then you got Batman in the rain. Then you got this cup, then you got a car. Then you have the movie he's currently working on. Then you have more of the movie he's currently working on. And like he's in Iceland in this one. Like that's wild. It's like just because he shared a photo, he put this one, thank you for 300,000 followers from 5 days ago, and shared that. That was like the first picture of Batman by the Batmobile that we ever got about that. Then he was on the set in Bogota, like on the same day. So, look at this picture I took of Jason Momoa in Iceland. So I don't understand like why people are like zeroing in on the superhero stuff. I'm liking the new Matt Fraction Batman, Ronnie. Yeah, I don't dislike it, but I'd be hard pressed to refer that to anybody. Me personally, it's just it's a slog. It's a slog. It feels like Matt Fraction is kind of trying to clean up the Batman run that he inherited to really get into his stuff. So we got to get past this like chief of police Vandal Savage kind of thing. But I like the tone of it, like with Batman more. I don't want to say methodical. They know that absolute Batman is what it is, and it's got all this fun, so they got to do something different. but the artwork is incredible. That's for sure. What's going on, Kenny B? Saudi prince converted to Christianity. Zach normally doesn't post without a reason. That's dude, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Like, he's been on other social medias forever, and he's posted on other social medias forever. It isn't new for Zack Snyder to post Justice League stuff. It just, no one talked about it until recently when he added this Instagram account and started posting stuff there. Like, I forget what platform he's on. I don't think it was Truth Social, but he's been on this other platform forever. So if you want to follow Zack Snyder, you can either go get that platform, or you would either just follow an account that just, whenever he posts, they would just copy it and they'd post it like on X or on Instagram. And I followed those forever. I've always followed Zach, and he just posts just like everybody else. I'm sure sometimes he has a meaning behind it, for sure. For sure. But not everything he posts has a reason. I mean, sometimes he just wants to share the picture he's got. Yeah. She has 3 practices per week for gymnastics, and when I coach her in volleyball team, oh, good gosh, I'm tired from just reading that. That's too much. They equals YouTube. They have information they send all the time on how to get more traffic. Okay. Batman and Robin Year 1 just ended. It was special. I got to catch up on that. Which video game console is your favorite, Mark? N64. I love Superman, but the new movie was a little too busy for me. Yeah, it was super busy. It was super busy. I don't think it's gonna hold up well over time. I think a couple of moments might, but the movie is just a collage of little aura moments. Because a lot of them making these so-called rumors need context for their channels. Otherwise, I'm not even talking about people making content. It's just people just sharing posts. Like, and it happens all the time. Zack Snyder, one of them was crazy. Like, Zack Snyder put a like on a post that was talking about his movie. Like, that's crazy. Like, he's using social media. He's liking things. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to see like some Snyder-verse content. I think ultimately it'd be harmful for the DCU brand. It's going to ultimately just drive people away unless you're just going to start catering to smaller projects that are aimed at just like the ultra nerds. Is that a Tron comic behind you? Never seen it before. Yeah, that's the first appearance of Tron in comics right there. We got Disc and the Light Cycle. Yeah. Yeah, I just read issue 3 of the new Batman series. I like the art. Suit is cool, but it's just been okay. Yeah, it's not great. There's no way of spinning it. It's super boring. Like, if I was trying to get people into comics, you couldn't hand them a meaty read like Matt Fraction's Batman, where it's like people just sitting around jaw-jacking a lot. Hello, so my N64 games made me think to ask. Yeah, dude, it's the best. It's the best. I just read Superman issue 25 through 30. Peak. Yeah. So read those 5 issues and then try to sell someone on Matt Fraction's Batman. That's harder to do. And Matt Fraction's not doing bad. It's just a different dynamic, from pacing to like the characterization to the big moments. Hell, I think Dan Moore is drawing it, right? Like, and you got the Superboy Prime stuff in there. As soon as they brought Superboy Prime in, I'm like, oh, this is about to get crazy. And they didn't disappoint us with the Legion of Darkseid 3-issue story arc. It was incredible. What's going on, Drew? Hope you're doing good, homie. Snyderverse 2026 restored. Snyderverse was always determined detrimental to DC. Never stopped them before. Yeah, but I think they didn't see it the same way that we did as the fans. And as time goes, everything, you look back on it differently. I think for Walter Hamada and the team at Warner Brothers, the Snyderverse for them was really more contained than it really was. They called, in their mind, they had a DCEU. If we go make this solo Aquaman movie, they don't feel like it's really shackled down or weighted down by the Snyder films. We have this Wonder Woman movie that was a success. The first Captain Marvel movie was well received, Shazam, whatever you want to call it. But ultimately, as time grew and like the toxicity online grew and the counterculture pushback on it grew and the just blind Marvel following grew, it just turned into anything that wasn't Marvel was Snyderverse. And it all kind of got labeled that. So I feel like the fans are always way ahead of the curve than the studios, because they have to actually make something, put it out there, hear the feedback, get the feedback, adjust. And it takes time to make the next thing to see if it hits or misses. And I don't know, stuff like Blue Beetle was incredible. Thought that was great. Black Adam doesn't deserve the negative pushback that it got. People just didn't go see that one, but the people that did gave it crazy good scores. Snyder's not coming back to that pipe dream, in my opinion. A crack pipe dream, yeah. Snyder was ultimately hamstrung by being outshined by the MCU. No, I think he was hamstrung by himself. Man, I do think a lot of it is like just where we see it happening in other stuff too. People just don't want in-depth stuff. Like big movies have had to cut their run times down this year to under 2 hours to placate to the lowest common denominator. Like that's just the nature of society. It's just unfortunate. But he kind of kneecapped himself. He does have to take a little bit of the responsibility. If a studio says we want to do a movie, you got 2 hours. And he's like, all right, cool. And he goes out and he comes back. He's like, here, I made the movie. It's 4 hours. Like, what are you doing? We can't sell that. So then they're kind of put in a corner. They got to go edit it down, chop it up, make it something digestible to a general audience. And then at that point, the movie doesn't feel right, flow right. But you say what you want to say. His movie still performed better than 90% of other superhero movies, period. Even the ones that came directly after him, even Suicide Squad. Unfortunately, I didn't ever see DC succeeding just from it being split between two fan bases. And of course, there's people who prefer Marvel and aren't going to see DC. Yeah, there's a weird split. Like, I watch everything. Doesn't mean I like everything, but I give everything a shot. I give it a fair shot. My wife watches most everything. What's your favorite superhero movie? Like the newer stuff. What? I was wanting an answer, not just a smile, you criminal.
Oh my god. Oh.
You don't have to name. You don't have to name just one. You can name a few of them.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh, she likes the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
She loves the dynamic with Scarlett Johansson and what's her name? Florence Pugh. Yeah, Florence Pugh. Black Widow and White Widow. She likes that one. MCU fans trolled hard during the dawn of the DC. Most of these trolls don't even read comics. Comic fans like both. Yeah, I agree. I super agree. As little Marvel as I pick up, I still love the characters, and I still try to find Marvel books that I enjoy. I actively look for them. I pick them up. I have one Marvel book on the pull list this week. Got the Red Band Punisher. Man, I've liked the first 2 issues a lot. Snyder makes Snyder schlock. Look at Rebel Moon. A huge expense. Thrice polished turd. It's not like you're trying to speak broken Old English, Drew. Yeah, I enjoyed Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2, so I knew the trick. I knew what to do and what not to do, and I skipped the edited PG-13 versions. Why would I waste my time on that? I watched just the full-length ones. Man, I enjoyed them. Give me more. It's not supposed to be like rooting for your favorite sports team. Exactly. If that was the case, we wouldn't look forward to stuff like we get this week with the Batman Deadpool crossover. I like DC and Marvel equally. No, you don't. Nobody likes them equally. Nobody likes them equally. It's not even possible. There's an unbalanced amount of characters when you stack them up against each other. Nobody can like them evenly. Black Widow was peak. What peak? It was not. I actually like the Black Widow movie. Scarlett Johansson, always fun to watch. Yeah, and dude, I don't think it was bad. I think it got a lot of weird. If you go back and look, I think most of the negative stuff that's talked about it now is they're criticizing the computer graphics. And I say it 1,000 times. I'm not going to get on here and just trash CGI because it's not Avatar. What's the point? You're either Avatar or you're not Avatar. There's no in between. What is going on, Brother John? 43 months and no price increase. Hashtag We Are Legion is the best streaming service. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. DC or Marvel, Star Trek or Star Wars, Sega versus Nintendo. We seek division. Yeah, I know, right? Marvel is comics. Marvel has comics. Oh, yeah. But you're always going to, dude, everyone. I love hot dogs. I love hamburgers. I'm sure I like one more than the other. That's just the thing. And it's fun to talk about it. It's fun to debate it. It doesn't mean you're in trouble for liking one over the other. I prefer DC Comics. Even if Marvel was at its peak and DC was in the dump, kind of like the inverse that's happening right now, I would still prefer the characters that were created at DC Comics. I like the gods mythos kind of aspect to it more than I like just your casual street level stuff. But there's characters at Marvel. My favorite comic character of all time is the Incredible Hulk. You know, he trumps all the DC characters for me. But overall, I tend to care more about the overall universe, more the characters, just the type of storytelling you get. As far back as I can remember. It's just a preference thing. There ain't nothing right or wrong about it. Felt like Black Widow was mid. It was like by peak definition. Though it would have been better if it was revealed she knew the girl was with the target and didn't care. Hence, Red and Ledger. Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah. House of Ideas, baby. House of Ideas. House of Stolen Ideas. Then I should add, I respect everyone's opinion. No, I don't. I don't respect everyone's opinion. I don't expect people to respect mine. I just think it's fun if we can all get together and talk about them, though. You know what I mean? It ain't about respect. It's about fun. We're here for fun. So that means don't be mean to each other and have a good sense of humor about it all. It's just comic books. I prefer DC Star Trek with Sega ads. Okay. It's hard to say which I like better. I've wasted a lot of my life on both. Yeah. And I know you're a huge Punisher guy. You know what I mean? That'd be a good comparison. Like if you like all overall like DC more, Punisher still kind of outweighs it all. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's those custom Hulk hands. Yeah, that's why there's a Hulk hand emoji. Yeah. Steal them and make them better. Yeah, it ain't about who does it first, right? It ain't about who does it first. It's who does it better. I don't even respect my own opinion. Exactly, dude. Like I'm constantly questioning myself. Like, why do I think that? Am I justified believing that? I must have heard it somewhere. Why did I assume that to be correct? Yeah. We need to do less respecting of opinions and more questioning. DCU better than MCU, but I really like the MCU as well. Dude, I love it's the most successful movie franchise in the history of cinema. Individually, again, I just have more of a preference for the DC characters and type of stories. But what they did with the Infinity Saga is legendary. Legendary. I disliked Punisher until this year when I actually read an issue. I think ignorance makes it easy to hate. Yeah, that's very true. That's super true. Y'all want to see what's up with some new comics this week? Y'all want to? If Black Widow wasn't screwed over by the pandemic, I felt like it would have performed well. Oh, dude, it would have performed super good. Super good. You know, it wasn't long after the big Avengers movie. People were still not sour, but upset from losing her in the film. It was cool to go back and finally get the backstory. We were all wanting to know what happened in Budapest. And I think that would have been really cool if they would have done that. But there's a lot of stuff about the character, especially at that time, that everyone was super, super looking forward to. And I think I don't think it was as bad received when it came out as it is now when people look back. And you got to think, it was been like 5 years or something. So a lot of people have seen that movie for the first time in the meantime. That's half a decade. How many people have just gotten into this stuff and go back and watch only some of it or just watch little comics explained videos and figure out, like, think that they know what it was like to have experienced the movie, the anticipation, the buildup of this story, the longing for the next one, and like the suspense of seeing how it plays out. And I mean, it was an event you had to be there for to get the full weight of it. You know what I mean? It still had classic MCU vibes. Yeah, it did, dude. And like, I know I joke about it too, like them hiring Olga Kurylenko to play Taskmaster, doing the whole bait and switch, like having it was actually a man playing Taskmaster, fully suited up, doing all the stunt work, but having Olga in there, like I didn't care. Like Taskmaster was fierce. Like I was worried the entire time watching that movie that Red Guardian was going to die. We got introduced to David Harbour as Red Guardian, and he was kind of a lovable goof. You know what I mean? Like all the tropes that people like to complain about, like the gender swaps, the woman don't need no man, Mary Sue kind of stuff. But she's completely established herself as a teetotal, tough as nails, like front running character for years. So like that was out of the water. Taskmaster was cool and menacing, so that was out of the water. And then you had all the guys were good guys or doofuses, but it's a female-led movie, and that's okay because Red Guardian, even though he's a doofus, he was super lovable. I attached to him really quick, but watching him fight Taskmaster, like I was just waiting at any second for like just a kill shot to be blown to him. And that would have hurt, you know what I mean? Because Red Guardian's like, you kind of like him. He's like the team mascot. Kind of like him. What's going on, Joffrey? What's going on, Ruby G? I can make fun of myself and tell myself I'm wrong and love it. Yeah, it's good to be able to do. It's a good trait. Thunderbolts was basically Black Widow 2 and was also a solid flick. Yeah, I think Thunderbolts was solid. I enjoyed it. Had a lot of redeeming qualities to it. All right, let's see what we got here. It's a pretty strong week. Most of my stuff is slanting DC heavy this week. For the past few weeks, it's kind of been like half my stack, or maybe a little less than half is DC, and then the other half is indie stuff. When I say indie, I'm talking Ghost Machine, the Hanna-Barbera stuff with Dynamite, Energon. But I'm done with the Energon universe for now. Done with the Energon universe. I gave the it's not bad. It's good. It's one of those things, like I got enough books that I got to make some cuts. And this Dynamite Comics isn't slowing down right now. And I'm giving them some support. I think that they can use it. They deserve it. They're putting out great content between Space Ghost, Herculoids, Johnny Quest, Terminator. They got Peter Cannon Thunderbolt out now. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I personally enjoy a lot that I don't ever see happening, and they're putting it out, so I'm helping them out. I love David Harbour as the Red Guardian. He made the Thunderbolts movie. Yeah, he was awesome. And that team was so enjoyable too, man. And I felt like that was so overdue with Bucky getting the organic elevation of character to being looked at as somebody who's, okay, he's been through some stuff. This stuff is more new to us. Let's look to him for answers. He's not, doesn't mean he's the big gun on the team, but he's calling shots for us. Then they try to put it back in Yelena's hands, but whatever. Absolute Flash is a sleeper amongst the other Absolute stuff. I'm digging it. I completely agree. Flash number 9 is out this week. So last month we got a backstory issue explaining more about Fox Labs, which is where his dad works, where the experiment happened. They imbued him with these powers. But where we last left off Wally West, he was being tracked, chased down, and hunted down by the Rogues Gallery. And it left us with this crazy cliffhanger that they caught up to him, and he's like, oh, no, don't kill me. Like, we're not. You ready to go, Rogue Kid? And they offered him to join them. We didn't know why. And this, you're going to figure out to what extent these characters that have been gifted these incredible powers by Eleanor Thawne at Fox Labs is, why are they going rogue? And they're not going rogue against society. They're not going rogue to become these villains pulling off capers and stuff. They're going rogue against the people that granted them their powers. And we're going to figure out, obviously, from the cover, it looks like Wally's going to join them. There's the John Jane crazy cool variant that we're giving away today. I say we're. Shout out to ABX Comics Games. But it's really cool. You get more context to what the whole experiment was that cost Jake Garrick his life, that cost Barry Allen his life, the ties to Thawne and her family history with it, and how far she's willing to go to access this other dimension. It's very Stranger Things, science experiment to open a doorway to another dimension. Very, very Stranger Things. Got another $2 super chat from Steven with a C. Restore the Snyderverse. Shout out to Steven with a C. 2 more left. Let's go, Legionnaires. Appreciate you, homie. Done with Energon. Say it ain't so, Mark. All right, I'm done with it taking up space in my house. So, and I felt bad about this. As soon as I dropped G.I. Joe and Void Rivals, the very next thing they do was they announced that G.I. Joe event that they're doing. I'm like, man, now I want back in. And then I read the first Robert Kirkman, Dan Mora Transformers. It was good. And I saw, okay, they're bringing in Mask now. And now these are a bunch of franchises. Like, I really love Transformers, but primarily the Michael Bay movies. That's like, I'm a Beast Wars kid, and I love those Michael Bay movies. And I enjoyed the Marvel run from the 80s. I went back and picked that up and read that and got all that good stuff. And I enjoyed the run through Transformers, but with how much stuff is out, I'm like, okay, I'm good for right now. It's not going to hurt my heart to not get it. And I've read the first 2 of those. I read last week's issue of Transformers, and it kind of like solidified, okay, I'm good with not having this. Because I saw where people were like, this is a 10 out of 10. This is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, it was okay. Like, it was okay. There's nothing bad about it, but it was okay. So I'm going to keep up with it, but I'm not going to actively pull it and stuff for now. And if something changes, I'll always go back and get it. Have you read Punisher Suicide Run? One of the best story arcs in the character's history, not that I know of. Absolute Flash looks like Impulse on the cover. Which Flash is he? This is Wally West, and he does have little hints of Impulse with the way his suit is designed, with all the white on the suit and stuff. It's pretty cool. There's a good look at the suit. That's probably the best artist rendering of the suit I've ever seen, to be honest with you. That's a Jorge Molina. Go figure. He's a great artist. But yeah, he's wearing a crop top. It's not my favorite suit. Not my favorite suit. But good series. All in all, the Absolute Universe continues to be pretty good. Nightwing number 132 is out. Dan Waters still writing this. I know a lot of people stepped away from it after Tom Taylor ended his run, but the big one for the week is definitely going to be DC Marvel Batman Deadpool #1. Not to be confused with Marvel DC Deadpool Batman #1, which came out last month. Same concept. We have a bunch of different writers and artists coming together like butt cheeks to bring us a little stack of stories. You know, it's not necessarily a versus book. It's just a book. It's just a book. So we saw in the previous one where Batman and Deadpool tussled for a second, but ultimately joined forces to go fight the Joker. Now, I read this one. I read all the stories in it. We learned from the last one that they had a hidden Amalgam first appearance in it. So I was looking forward to what we could potentially do with Amalgam in this one. I'm like, we're definitely doing something with Amalgam in this one. There's no way we're not. Got to, right? But let's just read the synopsis and I'll fill you in on anything if they leave it out. The Dark Knight and the Merc with a Mouth team up for an adventure so mind-bending you'll think you're in a dream. Actually, you think you're in a nightmare. Brought to you by the legendary creators Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. And be sure not to miss these incredible extra stories. So yeah, the concept behind the main story with him in this, and I don't really want to spoil it, it kind of goes back to the Marvel versus DC thing. The whole catalyst that brought that event together in context of the story were the two universes that were represented as celestial brothers. In this, they kind of do something similar to that, but kind of different with an unnecessary, very unnecessary sexual angle to it. It was weird. But it's too mind trippy to be too enjoyable for me. It was weird. But there's something that they put in there because of like the reality altering events of the Batman Deadpool story that was absolutely my favorite part about the whole book from cover to cover. It was super cool. So it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But Scott Snyder, James Tynion, and Joshua Williamson team up with a Hayden Sherman for a magical Constantine Doctor Strange tale, which I think is the best story in it. Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo bring you an epic Nightwing Dick Grayson and Laura Kinney Wolverine story, which wasn't bad at all. Marika Tamaki and Amanda Connor smash Harley Quinn, the Hulk, stupid. And G. Willow Wilson and Denny Cohen tell an electrifying static and Miss Marvel yarn, kind of boring. The Harley Hulk one, I was excited to see my favorite character on it, and I enjoy Harley, but man, it was cartoony and kind of goofy, kind of like they did the Jeff the Land Shark crypto one. It was kind of felt like we're wasting pages here, guys. We have this opportunity, this chance to do some really wild, cool stuff, and they give you a little bit of everything, so it's hard to be too big of a stickler. I think this one's batting about the same average as the last one. You know, the Green Arrow Daredevil story was really solid. The Wonder Woman Captain America story was really solid. The main story sucked in the last one. I think this one's a little bit stronger overall. There's no 8-page story with no dialogue where you're just walking around with a dog and a shark. Which was goofy. But this one, the Hayden Sherman art with the Doctor Strange Constantine was really good. A lot of cool Easter eggs. And remember, these are just meant to be fun, just meant to be fun. That's all. Taylor Redondo on Nightwing X-23. Enough said. Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. The dynamic, the back and forth, they do this dualistic storytelling where you get the narrator bubbles from both of them the whole time. So you get to see how Laura and Dick kind of assess and think about a situation through the whole thing. It's really cool. It's really cool. But again, there's not a lot of pages to really go too in depth. So it's just the novelty of getting them together. Morrison Effery, you either love it or you hate it. Well, there's some in the middle. There's definitely some in the middle space. I really love All-Star Superman, but it's inarguable that Green Lantern Season 2 was ass. So there's a lot of middle ground with Morrison. Some of his stuff is off the reservation. Some of his stuff is so dialed in, it's next level. Amanda Connor, Harley Hulk was good. Hater, have you read it yet? It comes out tomorrow. And it wasn't good. It was pointless, directionless. And it was basically if a fart joke came to life in a 6-page story. And I'm allowed to hate all I want. Hulk versus Godzilla, Hulk Blood Hunt, lame. Why do you keep abusing this character? That's a good point. Yeah, I picked up Hulk versus Godzilla and couldn't even get through it. Hulk Blood Hunt, I skipped out one issue, unnecessary thing. Started reading it again, yeah. I get back to work, but want to win stuff. So hashtag religion, absolute DC, all DC, Source Universe. Just kidding. Avatar rules. All right. One of those. I think we're going with opinions. We'll use hashtag opinions for today. Don't tell my SDS I told you. Shh. Fair enough. Yeah, but it was cartoonish and fun. And again, it's supposed to have a little bit of everything in these for everybody. But I thought to myself when I read it, okay, that's cool. It's kind of a kiddish one, but why is there a kiddish one in here after we just did that first story arc, or the first story in here that's the opposite of a kid story? Like you can't hand this to a child because of the Grant Morrison story, but then you put a kid story in it. It's ill-placed. Ill-placed. So that's one of those things like, what are we doing here? Pick a lane. Pick a lane. What's up, Pop Pop? Taking a break from yard work, popping in to see what's up. I like fart jokes, sue me. Is anyone reading The Incredible Hulk? I feel, yep, sure am. Long in the tooth. Love the Hulk long in the tooth. I enjoyed Philip Kennedy Johnson's stuff on the Superman War World saga, but the rest of his stuff seems like he's swinging for this big story that just doesn't come together. John Stewart, the current Adventures of Superman Book of L. So I don't know. I would swear by him after that War World saga, but I hadn't seen him pull off anything else like that. And this Incredible Hulk run has been mid. Nick Klein's art is good, but he has fill-in artists too much because Nick Klein can't get out pages quick enough. Well, let's look at some of these covers. Ew, that Clay Man is insane. Dan Mora, Lee Bermejo. This story is not included in the book. Neither is this one. Mark Brooks. Almost picked up that one for the giveaway. This should have been on the first issue, being that story was in the first one. And that's actually what the interior art for the story looks like. And there's a lot of hot dogs in the story. I enjoy both of those characters. Just, I don't know, too whimsical. I like when Harley Quinn is more sinister, like crazy. This Nick Dragotta cover is really cool. I'm assuming that one might be a little popping. I like how he's pulling the blade up off of his belt. Looks cool. Jenny Frisson, Andy Kubert. That's pretty dope. Jay Lee. Another Jim Lee. That's pretty good. I like that era of Wolverine. Looks good. Jim Lee's Wolverine and Jim Lee's Batman there. That looks horrible. They look like they're 7-year-olds. Oh, that's cool. Sean Gordon Murphy. A little homage to the White Knight universe covers. That looks pretty clean. Oh, yeah. Frank Quitely is awesome. Golly, the detail in that man's drawing is insane. The Bruno Redondo artwork there. Yeah, there's a lot of covers. Hayden Sherman, a lot of covers. Bill Sienkiewicz. That's hilarious. That's really funny. That's the one we're giving away today. The Sozamaki. Sozamaki. Gorgeous cover, man. Absolutely gorgeous cover. And I think that's a foil one. Yeah, there's a lot of covers. That's how many covers there are. There's a lot. So get the one or ones plural you want. There's plenty to choose from. Ain't no reason to leave without one. All kinds of stuff. Philip Kennedy Johnson, man. Yeah, dude, that's how it's feeling, unfortunately. Have all the books, haven't read them yet. Oh, man. I'd be interested to see what your reading experience is, not having to wait weekly on it, like getting to binge like a few at a time. Be interesting. Think about reading Batman versus Predator today. The 3-issue throwback from the 90s. That's good. The Brooks is gorgeous. Yeah, it is. It is. Batman plus Wolverine equals Dark Claw. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Sean Murphy, oh my God, trade him. He baited 0.200 LOL. Is there a new blended character in it? I can't say, man. We got Logo in the last issue, the amalgam of Wolverine and Lobo. I don't want to talk spoilers today. I mean, if you want to DM me on Instagram, I'll be happy to tell you, but I don't want to talk spoilers. Happy DC Day, everyone. Sorry I'm late to the party. What is going on? Were your books damaged, Jonathan? I saw the package had the corner got ate up in the postage, but were the contents damaged? All right, World's Finest issue number 45 out this week. Mark Waid is writing. Adrian Gutierrez is doing the art. This is one that I've constantly loved. 45 issues strong, not even counting the annuals. This has just been good from start to current. Lex Luthor and the Joker have joined forces once again, but this uneasy alliance hinges on a crucial outcome, the final defeat of both Batman and Superman. Whilst with the most brilliant criminal mind of our time and the clown prince of crime team up, well, the answer will surprise you and them. Betrayal abounds, terror intensifies, and a major surprise in store for the Dark Knight and the Man of Steel in part 1 of the merger. So that's what's cool about this book, is how it takes place at an unspecified time in the past. You can write whatever story you want. You want to go back to the first time Luthor and Joker met up and write a story, go for it. They did that. Now this is the second time they met up. So that's fun. 14 of them in one order and 4 in the other. Ooh. Now you can DM me. I'm happy to tell you. Happy to tell you. I'm hearing Marvel is bringing back Jim Starlin's Breed from Malibu for a crossover with Wonder Woman called Wonder Bread. Yeah. So all in all, not too bad. Yeah, ain't bad. Is Nightwing or Titans worth putting on the pool list? I don't pull Nightwing and I drop Titans. And I was reading Nightwing and I dropped it. Tom Taylor was writing it at the time. And I was reading Titans but dropped it. Tom Taylor was writing at the time. I just don't think Tom Taylor does too good on ongoing series. I say that, but I know Nightwing got like critically acclaimed praises and stuff. It just, I'm a bigger universe guy. You know, it's a preference thing, I guess. Titans was just awful. I think everyone dropped Titans. Different writers on it now. And I checked out last month's issue because it was a KO tie-in, and so is this month's that I'll be checking out. But they're just doing the evacuation Earth thing with a couple of apocalyptian people popping in to slow progress down. But I have a hard time recommending ongoing Tom Taylor stuff. Now his event stuff, his Elseworld stuff is peak, top tier. Dark Knights of Steel, Beast World, Injustice, like all kinds of good stuff. But those ongoing ones just don't really hit for me. Right now he's on Detective Comics, and it's actually pretty solid so far. I'm enjoying it more than the Matt Fraction Batman, but we're not too far into it. He kind of just gets to where he's just like just turning his wheels but not going anywhere. Wade writes DC better than most. His take is classic. Yeah, I think Mark Waid is just the best right now. He's got he's got that tenure under his belt, and he has that true passion for these characters that are bigger than. He doesn't put himself in their boots. You know what I mean? He lets the characters be the characters. I guess he doesn't put them in his shoes. He puts himself in their shoes. I started getting Nightwing. It was good. I just never kept up with it, unfortunately. There you go. What's going on, Cuppy? How's it going, homie? Good to see you in here. Well, let's see what else we got. World's Finest 45 is out. Spider-Man is fighting Hush this week for those that care. Spider-Man is fighting Hush. Let's see. Hey, here it is. DC KO tie-in. It's only DC KO tie-in for the week. Titans apart. The towers have lifted. The Earth's evacuation is complete as the Titans take to the stars to save humanity from the oncoming apocalypse. Trouble can't help but follow them. Our heroes are scattered across the galaxy and across dimensions. Each discovering the new world means new dangers, something Starfire knows all too well. She ends up cornered by an apocalyptic blockade. Yeah, it's going to be a nothing burger story unless you're already invested in the Titans. Like if you care already about these characters and you just want a kind of a funzy story, it's a layover story. The entire DCU is affected by this apocalypse event. So that's what you got. That's what you got. So if you're just enjoying Titans, you should enjoy this one. But it isn't a jump in point. If you're reading DC KO and you just want as much context as you can for the entirety of the event, check it out. But if you're looking like, hey, I'm a Titans fan, where do I start reading Titans? Not here, not with this issue. It's not a jump on point. Might be a little confusing. Wonder Woman, issue number 27. Mouseman knows. Hey, we have that big first appearance in that last issue with the Matriarch. What a crazy issue. That was so good. But after the shocking events of that issue, Wonder Woman leads the cats into war against the horrors that is Mouseman's army. But will the unsanctioned rebellion cost Diana her soul and her daughter's life? Yeah, this Mouseman character is a little bit tougher than she expected. Look at some of these variants, too. I think they're pretty tough. Some really good covers. A little anime-ish style there. But yeah, good stuff. I'm really enjoying this run. On like just pound for pound, I think it's one of the best ongoing runs that DC has out right now. Yeah, the annual, that was kind of a one-off, man. You know how the annuals go. They're kind of just standalone one-shots, really, for the most part. And after you mentioned it, I went back and checked it out. The Donna Troy one, is that what you're talking about? The Donna Troy annual is a little heartfelt. A little heartfelt. I would go back and see who wrote the annual, see if it's the main writer. I'd be curious to know if that's the one you're talking about. New Gods, issue number 12 of 12 from Rom V. Wow. I give this 12-issue story arc here a solid 8.5, possibly a 9. Evan Cagel's art is incredible. You had Riccardo Federici come in to do the art when we were doing the Old Gods little flashback, and this has just been really good. The whole idea behind this is, with the DC All-In special, when Darkseid was presumed dead, it kind of shook things up between New Genesis and Apocalypse. Darkseid's dead. power vacuum. Stuff happened. This alien race came in, just ransacked Apocalypse, came for New Genesis. This massive battle for the ages. I mean, legendary battle. Like going down in the history books. This book is going to be discovered from time to time by readers that I miss this. I'll check this out. They're going to read it and they're going to say holy potatoes and they're going to recommend it to their friends. They're going to send them their trade paperback. Like, yo, I just read this. You need to read it. It's incredible. And it ends just as strong as it starts. Multifaceted, does a great job balancing the characters, focusing in on some really good themes and stuff of what it means to be a god of this type caliber, what it means when a new one arrives. And there's so much about this that I really enjoyed. No one's left off the table. There's some tug at the heartstring moments in this as well. It'll give you some new appreciation for some characters you've known for a long time, and some new appreciation for characters if they're brand new to you. You're going to want more. And I will tell you that it ends with the new gods will return, and it almost looks like it kind of leads into a little bit of potential of them showing up in KO. Not necessarily all of them. And there's also a new hierarchy and dynamic to the characters from New Genesis, the new gods, that you're going to want to know for some good context. You know, you might even want to just tune in Sunday night. I'll fill you in with the spoiler talk and everything, but I really, really enjoyed this an awful lot. It began with a prophecy from the moment those enigmatic words were delivered from the source. Shockwaves rocked the very foundation of the DCU. History was written, worlds were conquered, and a new light was shown upon the earth. Now, in this breathtaking reality-bending finale to Rom V and Evan Cagle's cosmic epic, the prophecy will be fulfilled, or will it? So good. And I think it was like the first 3 issues were these amazing acetate covers. Acetate on front and back. They were called the birth of a new god variant. And when you get all 3 and you open the back covers and stack the acetates, it created, what is it called? The Vitruvian Man? But like the new god. It gets formed by stacking the 3 acetate pictures. It's really cool. But this was great. Ron V knocked this out of the park. Out of the park. Punisher issue number 3 Red Band is out this week. Remote Control Castle. How many of y'all are reading the Punisher book? I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Benjamin Percy's writing it. He's a guy that ushered us through like 3 solid good years of awesome Ghost Rider stories, which I really appreciated. Right now, the Ghost Rider book is meh, The Spirit of Violence, but we got 2 ongoing Punisher books. I think, well, one ongoing, I guess the World to Come Punisher, whatever it's called, that's, I guess, a miniseries. It's the same story in both of them. If you're reading one, you should like the other one. It's the same story in both of them. Yeah, DC Eternals, but in this case, Kirby got the New Gods out before he went back to Marvel and continued with the Eternals. Yeah, exactly. They were created by, yep, same difference. Yeah. But yeah, then the World to Come Punishers like being remote controlled by like this Mexican drug cartel, and then the Punisher main series being remote controlled by Wilson Fisk. So remote control Punisher is the theme of 2025. I understand why Benjamin Percy's doing it. It's a classic trope that he has for bringing back retired, deceased characters. Bring them back, give them memory loss. Someone has something in their head, they got to get it out and get back to norm. For Ghost Rider, bringing back Johnny Blaze, he had like this demonic parasite in his head. And in Punisher, he just has a chip that Frank Castle put in there. Frank Castle's on this random little warpath to clean up the city. But I'm enjoying it. I like that they red band it. It's a little bit hard hitting, a little bit gritty. There's the Dead Neck. Is that what it's called? Dead Knock War for G.I. Joe. Justice League Red. This is kind of interesting. Issue 4. I've been reading this. I read this week's issue already. The whole concept is Red Tornado, who got like busted and destroyed. His mind is uploaded in the Justice League Watchtower. He's been doing some stuff. He has like this alternate satellite that is completely off radar from everyone else. And he calls in a handful of select league members and tells them that he's been running all these algorithms and the universe is doomed if they can't stop a series of events from happening. And a little bit of trust issues, a little bit of this, a little bit of that happening, but they kind of ultimately formed their team. In the last issue, I have to go say Red Canary from the Brother Blood cult. It was called the Father Blood cult. But they revealed that she had powers for the first time. She's not just a street level hero. She's tapped into the red, the supernatural energy source from the Parliament. You got Swamp Thing doing the green. You got a couple of the animal characters of the red. So now that they're all banded together, Red Tornado shows them all the information that he has. and says that we got to go stop Black Adam because this thing that he's going to do is going to be the teetering point. And they finally believe Red Tornado and stuff, so they're going to go off to try to stop Black Adam, and that's where things are going to get really cool. Clayton Henry's doing the art. Pretty consistent, clean, fun artwork. He's not great, but I do enjoy him. The Punisher getting MK Ultra is becoming an old trope. Yeah, they introduced it and made it old all in 1 year. Like Cody Rhodes, he had to leave the big time to really come back and make the main event. Exactly. Dreadnought War. There you go. And hunting down Cobra Commander, and Duke is forced to work with him and protect him. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm not reading it. That didn't do it for me. Yeah, Just League read, not required reading, but entertaining. Now here's the one, the chopping block book, if I ever met one. Superman Unlimited #7. Now they got Dan Slott in here, and I don't know what to make of this book. They made it out like in the Summer Superman thing, piggybacking off all the hype of the movie and the DCU kicking off. They wanted a new Superman #1, so they created an entire new series of Superman Unlimited, put Dan Slott on it, marketed it like everyone would be so excited. People don't really get that excited for Dan Slott, come to find out. A lot of people got a bad taste in their mouth from stuff that he's done in the past, and that was really no different with this after we read the Superman Summer Special one-shot and saw his writing for it, and it was kind of off and weird and kind of odd. But then he did #1 of this, and it was a fantastic one-issue comic, whether new fan, old fan, it was great. But then the book hasn't really done much. You got like this story that starts to build, but then you do just this random weird stuff, and it throws you off, and it's like, wait, why did I spend $5 on this book? Not $3.99. It's a full $5 for the A cover. And it's just kind of like, is this book really matter? Is this just one of those, if I just want to read this one Superman book, fine, whatever. But if I'm trying to keep up with DC, do I need this book? And they kind of threw us a curveball. The whole concept of this is a meteorite of straight kryptonite is falling to Earth. Superman tries to stop it, fails, it lands, making kryptonite a very abundant mineral on the planet. Everyone has kryptonite. An entire city built out of kryptonite where the meteorite fell. So they have to find ways to move and usher themselves through this world where kryptonite is now everywhere. Superman discovers he has a new power as a side effect from all this. He can turn solid gold, where kryptonite doesn't hurt him, but it burns out all of his power in like 2 minutes, and he has to recharge. Sounds pointless, sounds weird. It doesn't, it's goofy. So I was hoping that this book wouldn't mean anything, but in issue 4, the new history of the DC universe that Mark Waid wrote that just came out a week before last, they kind of canoned it, that's a power that he has now. So I'm wondering where this fits into the bigger universe, forcing me to have to keep up with it and read it. And then I get the last issue. It was pretty decent. It was okay. And then I get this issue, and it's another one shot. Why did I spend $5 on this? It's becoming this thing where every other issue or every 2 issues, you don't have to buy the book, and you would never know you missed anything. And that to me is crap. That's other crap with how much comics cost, investing into it. And this one's just a story where you hang out with Superboy or Superman, whatever you want to call John Kent now. He's in Smallville, just hanging out, doing whimsical stuff. There's a little homage to some stuff with the George Reeves Superman in the 1950s, which is cool when you say it out loud, but it's kind of just meh. It's kind of meh. And I would call it a filler issue. I really would. But they do a little bit of stuff with John Kent's character that they set up what he might be looking like, kind of like they don't know what to do with John Kent. It's no secret. They have no clue what to do with John Kent. But they're setting up like what he might be doing with his daily life. Where is John Kent while we read Superman books and he's not there? Well, now we know. Like whenever you don't see John Kent, whenever he's not present for something, you can assume he's here doing this now. This is his status quo now, and his status quo now involves getting him out of the pages of your favorite comics. It's that simple. They found a way to status quo sideline John Kent and setting him up for a new boyfriend and just the most random, stupid stuff that you can do in an issue. Like, give us Superman Unlimited issue 7, not random. Here's like a year from now, and everyone's wondering where John Kent is. But don't you remember Superman Unlimited 7? It makes sense that they're wasting his character. He's over there. It's weird. Pick a Justice League C team without the big hitters. Yeah, it's a decent team. That team that they got right there, I like it. I like Simon Baz. I like Power Girl. Red Canary's cool. I enjoyed her from the Dark Crisis thing. And yeah, this is a good one. I'll stick with it. Golden Superman. Yep. Read that first issue and said, yep, typical Dan Slott handiwork. Dude, I'm not a fan. Slott is fun with how he grabs the continuity. He hasn't grabbed any continuity in this. He's like he's in the shallow end of a pool, flopping around, acting like he's drowning when he's not. There's no reason for this. But he isn't reinventing the wheel. Business on Superman was trash. Agreed. Slot has been lackluster, agreed, but not outright bad. Not yet. Not yet. We'll see what happens as it goes. You know what I mean? And you just make John Kent something and do something with the character. I love John Kent's character. It's just unfortunate they can't. There's no reason for Superman's son to not have like clear direction and establishment in the universe. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm a fan of him being aged up, Drew. I'm one of the few people that I don't mind him being aged up because I think an aged up John Kent works better with a current age Damian. It puts him more on an even playing field. If they gave us the Super Sons with this 18-year-old John Kent and this 14, 15-year-old Damian, that's perfectly fine to me. I don't need an 8-year-old John Kent. I don't like those stories. Those are weird to me. Superman Unlimited reminds me of any Superman series from, say, 57 to PKJ. Yeah, that's fair. They could just do Justice League International instead of Justice League Red. Is it Justice League China? That's the red. No, it's just they're all characters like Red Tornado, Power Girl with her red cape. I don't know how Simon Baz fits on the team, but Deadman's on the team. Cyborg's there. Not sure how he fits there. Red Canary is there. But it's Red Tornado's team that he called in for this Black Op mission, basically. Call me crazy. I just don't want teenage boys making out in my comics. I know. I'm the problem. Yeah, to be fair, it's not. You don't even have to say boys. Just I don't really care to see kids or teenagers. It's not my thing. Like I was binge watching Stranger Things, getting caught up for the new season coming up, and it's awkward seeing like even with like little kid, like just innocent kiss. Like little. It's just weird. Like I wouldn't want to see my own kid give their girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, stupid question. Serious. Is that Batman Deadpool thing a reprint of what just came out? No, sir. So there's two separate one shots. Marvel published the first one last month. It was called Deadpool Batman. It had the meetups, the crossovers, all that from certain writers and artists. And this is the one that's published by DC called Batman Deadpool with completely writers, artists, different meetups and mashups. The only similar meetup is the Batman Deadpool and Deadpool Batman. The one from last month published by Marvel was written by Zeb Wells. The one this month published by DC is written by Grant Morrison. But there's other stories in this one, like Constantine and Doctor Strange meetup, Harley Quinn and the Hulk meetup, stuff like that. Completely different. But Azrael and Phantom Stranger on the Justice League Red. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? John Kent can be whatever he chooses to be. Just give him something more to do. Oh, a filler issue. He's the son of our Superman. Make him worthy of his father's title like they did during Deceased. Oh, my God. Perfect. Perfect example. Perfect example. Tom Taylor did that too. That's crazy to think. Tom Taylor drug us for 2 years in a story with no beginning, middle, end. But Tom Taylor also gave us technically like 3.75 volumes of Deceased, where we watched Jonathan and Damian's complete arc from Super Sons to the proper 2/3 of the Trinity. Just legendary storytelling. Legendary. I don't know why writing John Kent is so hard for people, and I need Nicola Maines to never write him again. That was god awful. Hey man, I'll tell you what. In the last 5 years, I gotta say though, the best John Kent lore moment came from Nicole Maines when we got that one panel of Dreamer punching Jay right in the face. That was the most gratifying thing I've seen that has to do with John Kent since Tom Taylor's time on John Kent. Like that one shot, that one panel, and I think it was issue 6 of Secret 6. When Dreamer's just sick of it and just decked Jay in that fight. I'm like, that was amazing. That was amazing. Okay, wait, I get it. Deadpool Batman. This is Batman Deadpool. So it's new, then I guess I get it. Yeah. It's this one's distributed by DC. The best way to tell them apart is if you see one and you touch the comic, if it feels like cheap, trashy paper, that's a Marvel one and has certain stories. If you feel it and it feels like cardstock quality paper, that's the DC one. And it's got different stories, but it's crazy. It's night and day, the paper quality on these things. Kids making out. What comics are you guys reading? Teenagers kissing at best. Yeah, that's what he mentioned earlier, was he's just not a big fan of watching teenagers making out in his books, which there's an entire like $200 cover out there from just that exact thing from the John Kent run. But we're talking about how it's just awkward when you see like the kid characters in any media. Like I liken it to Stranger Things. Just, it's for the most part adults buying American Western comic books. More kids are into manga, I guess. But it's just odd when that's the focal point for some of these people. I would just take John and put him on a different universe somewhat. Invincible style does have to be violent. but the world already has a Superman. Why not put him in a different? Dude, that'd be a good idea. They did it with Kal-El. They did it with Superman. They stuck him on World for over a year and a half, just so that John Kent could have some time on Earth to establish himself, and it just didn't work out. Wrong writer, wrong time, I guess. They should do that with John. Send him out. Send him on. Like, yeah, that would be great. Put in Adventures of Superman as the title. It'd be like volume 5 or whatever, and give him 12 issues just to go do something. Off-world him. There's nothing wrong with off-worlding these characters. The DC cosmic arena is massive. A lot that can be done out there. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Hell, we did the Superboy Man of Tomorrow Connor Kent 6-issue miniseries. It was based off the winner of the Round Robin event. And that was an off-world thing. That worked out good. That was solid. But yeah, Superman Unlimited Path. Catwoman, I read Superman Unlimited. I'll let y'all be the judge for yourself on that one. It'll be good for some and kind of just boring for others, but I'll let y'all be the judge. Catwoman 81 is out. That's crazy. Predator Kills Marvel Universe number 4. Let's see. Was there any other? A lot of Marvel this week. A lot of Marvel. What else did I get? Oh, I forgot to grab that Spawn, The Dark Ages. I think that's a Liam Sharp one. I wanted to grab that and check it out. I'll have to make sure I go back and grab that. I didn't see Space Ghost either. Huh. There's a lot of stuff on here I don't think I noticed. Definitely picked up Space Ghost. I dropped Starship Godzilla from the Kaisei universe. I'm still getting the main Godzilla from the Kaisei universe and Escape the Dead Zone. But so far I'm keeping those on. What else was out this week? Terminator Metal. I think some of these are going to get pushed back. Unless a lot of this Dynamite stuff I just missed. Herculoids. I think I grabbed Herculoids. That means the Dynamite stuff will be there. Yeah, Herculoids out. So yeah, that's the last issue of Herculoids. Yeah, this website's great, but if something gets delayed, they don't move it back on the delay until after the release date. So it gets a little confusing. They off-world Clark 4, John, and it failed big time. Yeah, but I'm saying they should do it the other way now. They should do it the other way. Because John Kent just being thrown into the role of Superman, like, go out there and earn it. I think that's a hard thing to do as a writer. I'm not claiming to be able to do it better. But a lot of these characters, they're so well renowned and respected because they've been around so long. They have a huge list of accomplishments. You know, you can't just kind of throw someone out there. They kind of gave Red Canary this unnatural push in that Justice League Red. They're telling her, "Oh, you're gonna be so powerful, more powerful than anyone here. That power source you tapped into, and blah blah blah." I'm like, don't do the tell me. You're gonna have to show me. It's not believable. It never works. Look at Kamala Khan. Look at Red Canary. Like all these characters that you just throw them into the role of new Superman, new Wonder Woman level. It doesn't work that way. That's why Captain Marvel hasn't taken off. You can't just, oh, she's the most powerful. No, she's not. You can say that. You can give us this little stupid moment, but it doesn't resonate. So you got to go throw John out there. Let him deal with, let Ultraman abuse him some more or something. Last time I liked John Kent was in the Super Sun series. It's like that for a lot of people, man. A lot of people. I love hearing y'all talk DC. I feel caught up when I'm so far behind. That's what it's here for. Are any of the toy comics worth reading? I don't know what that means. I'm giving VR Trooper a chance. I don't know what you mean by toy comics. Oh, big shout out to Brad. Gifting 1 Legion of Comics channel membership. I don't get to see on the StreamYard in who claims it. So congrats to whoever claimed it. Number 2, it was correct. Yeah, looking back on it. And they tried so hard to make it have weight with the Dark Crisis stuff and then even a little bit after into the Absolute Power stuff and then into the Secret 6 comics. And now we're finally done of it. Like the Secret 6 comics was like the last nail in the coffin. But to be honest with you, we're still a little bit dealing with it in old Superman Unlimited. A little bit dealing with it in the Superman Unlimited. I like Superboy Prime 100 times. Dude, Superboy Prime for the win, dude. Everyone likes Superboy Prime. Like one of the best modern villains ever. Just how tragic that character is. And what they did with Superboy Prime in the most recent issues of Superman proper, oh my God, so legendary. So legendary. Oh, Silverhawks, Thundercats, Judges. Okay, yeah. There you go, Tate. Welcome back. Welcome back, homie. Let me see. Let me share this instead. I think I stopped sharing. What did we tell Brother John we're going to do? I think the word opinions. New DC Day. I want to get this hashtag. Then this hashtag put in here. I think we're going to do hashtag opinions. Gotta check it on my phone. All right. So that's going to be the hashtag for today. Yeah, dude, I hope everybody got an opportunity to read that Legion of Dark Side story. That was crazy. The Death Metal Superboy Prime issue from 2021 is one of the best comics I have ever read. That had the word multiverse in the cover. Something multiverse. Death of the Multiverse or Death Metal Death of the Multiverse. I can picture the cover. It has Superboy like in a cosmic setting, like this, with his hands out, with worlds under his hands and little people. But I remember that. Like, it's weird having to pull from the memory bank there. Death Metal Multiverse. I'm sure it had multiverse in the name. Let's see. Images. Multiverse less. Multiverse in. Now they got my brain racked. I want to remember what the name of that one. But there are some really, really great moments in the in Death Metal, man. Some really, really, really great moments. Trinity Crisis. That's the name of it. Trinity Crisis. I don't know if this thing's gonna come over very well. StreamYard's been playing the devil for me. It should be this. Let's see if it'll come over. Yeah, this thing. This one right here. Yeah, this was really cool. I enjoyed Death Metal a lot. That was a cool series. If that's the one you're talking about. What is going on, AR? Good to see you in here, homie. Hope you're doing good. 3 Good Nerds. What's up? What's up? With all this nostalgic toy comics, when Stretch Armstrong one. That's a good point. I think we're supposed to be getting a Thundar comic coming up from the Hanna-Barbera stuff. Yeah, I'm reading Herculoids. I'm enjoying it a lot. Last issue out this week. It's almost like writing onions. Yeah, got to be careful. Got to be careful. Yeah. Dude, that entire event was wild, dude. I've never experienced an event like Death Metal where every single tie-in was like getting the next issue in the main story, where every single tie-in mattered, and if you missed one, you would be lost. Like, there's 7 issues in Death Metal. If you didn't get the tie-ins between issue 4 and 5, you would feel like you missed an issue. It was so good. So good. Let's see. He said he sent me an image. Let's see. That's a link, man. Killing me. Oh, the Secret Origins. Yeah, he didn't quite get the job done in there, did he? The Blackest Night with what Batman Who Laughs said was crazy. Do y'all remember the build up to Death Metal? Because you had like the Apex Lex stuff and Perpetua and all that, and Lex actually won. He actually outsmarted and actually beat the Batman Who Laughs. But then Perpetua stepped in. He's like, yeah, nah. I'm like, man, that's tough. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Thundar. One of your favorite books of all time. Wow. That whole 3-issue skip month story was solid. I tried death metal, but when Robin killed off everyone, I called it quits. Oh, the Robin King one shot. Yeah, Riley Roseman did the art for that. I recommend that to people often because Riley Roseman's art is very odd and worked out really good for the Wesley Dodd Sandman miniseries and for that Robin King one shot. Robin King was a menace. Yeah, I collected so much death metal, epic stuff. Yeah, it was really cool. I like the 1 in 25 Dave Mankey covers that they did for the main story where they're all in like their band get-ups, you know. You got like Wally playing the drums. I like that we had like that Dr. Manhattan Wally for that brief time there. It's unfortunate that they were setting up and building up some of the stuff with the 5G. I'm glad that we ultimately didn't do 5G from what they described of it, but I would have loved to go more in depth with Dr. Manhattan being having touched Wally and having a little bit of that tachyon power. I have no idea. I have no idea when Thunder starts. Death metal may have been the best ending to the DC universe they could have hoped for. Yeah, I think so, man. Ending with a stroll through the cosmos with a cosmic Wonder Woman and the Spectre. That was really cool. Is anyone watching on the YouTube end, did it hit the super chat goal? Did we hit the super chat goal? Let's see. Was it a 3 out of 5? Didn't quite hit the super chat goal. So I got that first. Yeah, that's a first for the Levi Swamp Thing. The death of a character in that. So yeah, I got the bonus books. The bonus book stacked aside, but we hadn't hit that. Matter of Respect said Nopers, 2 away from the goal. Oh, let me argue with Drew real quick. DC was trash for 5 years after. Glad I stopped buying. I'm not even going to argue with that, my man. Because keep in mind what happened. They fired Dan DiDio. They AT&T sells, and they're in turmoil, like from a behind the scenes thing, right? Like there's so much changing up. You get to the point where they're trying to lean into the those oversized prestige format black label stuff, but they don't have any real reading base. It's that peak MCU moment, and they start restructuring. They lean on Batman for a couple of years. You get Superman in action, you get Wonder Woman, and then you get 21 Batman titles and really nothing else. Nothing else. And then we get the 2 months with Future State, which I will swear by Future State. I was one of the biggest haters going into it. Like, this is going to be stupid. Why are we timing out all this stuff and just doing Future State? But what did Future State give us? It gave us some great standalone stories, just Elseworld style stuff. But it brought us Jeremy Adams, Rom V, Philip Kennedy Johnson jumped in that time era. What was his name? Robbie Thompson. I think Robbie Thompson came in then. A lot of people came in then, like the current like people that are really just carrying so much water, like that's where they started. And those stories were shockingly good. But then we just had to get through this rebuild era, you know. And once we got to Dark Crisis to kind of cap off the Reconstruction era, and we get into the Absolute Power run, that's when it starts building back up. And as soon as we hit All In, game over, man. Game over. DC Comics hasn't been this clean and concise across the board since the days of Jeff Johns and Infinite Crisis and stuff. This is just it. Drew dropping the $2 super chat says, can't argue with my genius. LOL.
More blood. Don't get it.
Gotta cut that one short. Warner Brothers doesn't like it to go much longer. Was Future State DC's MC2? I loved MC2. Oh, is that crazy Marvel thing that they did with like Juggernaut of Earth 11 and all that stuff? I guess it kind of is in a sense. It's literally just a possible future of DC. That's all. But we got our first Yara floor there. Got grown John Kent. Got a really cool dynamic with the new Justice League. Jace Fox as Batman. Got the Dark Detective. Robin Eternal. A Catwoman 2-issue story that was absolutely shockingly amazing. It was like Bullet Train, but with Catwoman. Just some good stuff. Yeah, Dan Waters came in. Like, dude, it's crazy. The talent they brought in. What Batman story hasn't been told yet? I don't know. Just pick an idea. Just think of the first thing that comes to your mind. That one. That one. I mean, there's technically nothing new under the sun, right? I don't know. Forward to Drew Man True if I'm lucky the recipient. All right, going to Drew if you win. But MC2 was well done, not just jump into the future, the next generation. Yeah, there you go. Here's 5. There it is. So we'll throw in the bonus pack. Giving Drew the Superman love there. And I know he was a big Superman guy. Let's give him one more. Scotty coming in clutch said the Dark Knight sows. That's not been done. I agree. That has not. All right, you guys. Let's spin this thing. Let's see who wins. Remember, it's free shipping if you're a channel member in the Legion tier worldwide. If you're not a channel member in the Legion tier, it's only free shipping in the U.S. Otherwise, if you're out of the U.S., I'll give you a shipping credit of $10, and you can pay the difference if you want to, or you can prize tag somebody. Completely up to you. Completely up to you. Today's winner is Loader's Empire. Huge congrats. Shoot me a message on IG, homie. Shoot me a message on IG, and I will get them sent to you. Wait, I thought you were a Ram Detective hater, in my opinion. Definitely his high mark. Ram Detective? Ram Detective hater? Help me out here. What is a Ram Detective? Talking about Dark Detective? Talking about Rom V? Dude, I love Rom V. Ram Detective. Which are you talking about? Rom V's run on Detective Comics? I was a big fan of Rom V's run on Detective Comics with the Nocturnal long format storytelling you did, going back in the time with Ra's al Ghul and all that. Fill me in here. I'm super curious, but I'm a huge Rom V fan. There's actually a first appearance of Levi Kamei, Rom V Swamp Thing in the bonus books here. So those, what was that, 4, 5, 6 books plus the little bonus throw-ins going to loaders. Yeah, dude, I love Rom V. I think one of my favorite things he did was Aquaman Andromeda that he did with what's it, something Christian something. Yeah, that was awesome. Black Label series. It was literally like Alien but underwater, like a time when superheroes weren't confirmed, and like the whole like crashing of, they thought it was an alien ship and everything under the water. Like that was super. Christian Ward, the way that Aquaman was drawn with almost like this Davy Jones-esque like touch to his suit and everything. I love that. I love that a lot. But yeah, anything Rom V does at DC, I'm big excited for. And I'm always a detective stan. Detective Comics, I've been telling people since I've been on here talking about comics that you can, if someone says, what Batman book should I get? I will tell them every single time, get Detective Comics. I'll recommend them to a jump on point. Detective Comics is continuously and consistently the best Batman book on shelves, with good, classic but modern Batman stories where it doesn't get affected by the current gimmicks like Alan Tynan's run. He's just writing to make a new character because he thinks like this will sell the books, and or when an event happens, it throws it into a hissy. But Detective is just consistently uninterrupted, unapologetically Batman stories, and they're good. Never seen the hype in Rom V. Everything I've read has been mid at best. What am I missing? Did you read his Swamp Thing? Did you read his Detective Comics? Did you read his Aquaman Andromeda? Did you read the mini deaths of Layla Starr? He's got a lot of good stuff out there. He's got a lot of good stuff out there. I would recommend you to a Swamp Thing. It was originally slated for like a 12-issue miniseries, I think, or a 10-issue miniseries. What was it? Let's see. 10-issue miniseries, and they extended it to 16. They even bring in some Wildstorm stuff to it. It was really good. It was really good. And we can see Batman running in slow-mo this week on Batman Baywatch. It hadn't been done. I have all the Rom V Tech issues, but sadly I couldn't finish the storyline. I read almost all of it, but I just had to tap out by the end. I'd forgotten what was going on. He needs to edit himself. I don't know, man. I like that saga storytelling in the way that he brought in Azrael and the crew, and they actually let Batman die, and they had to go kind of get his soul back. When Azrael showed up, the way he shows up in like the last 6-issue story arc, when it's like the big siege of the city and everything, the way he just cuts himself out of the steel truck and just comes up like he's like, yo, I'm not here to keep the riots back. I'm here to wreak havoc. And I'm like, dude, when Azrael pulled out the suit after all these years, like I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that moment, man. It was tough. Rom V's run was good. It borrowed from a lot of past art, but was really good. And I would add, would be a fitting ending to the Batman comics. Yes, because they let Batman die, dude. I'm like, this is crazy, right? And I think that was the coolest I've seen Catwoman in a long time, because she just wasn't this just sassy burglar back and forth. Like, she was like a dialed in, like, kind of like asset in that. And the way that she had to like get everyone together, I thought it was good. The new Detective Comics is good, better than Absolute. Matt Fraction's trash book. I wouldn't argue with that. Again, I'm a detective guy. I enjoy Absolute Batman, but I enjoy it for what it is. It's a giant gimmick book, right? Like, let's see how weird we can make this. It almost feels like he's like, I'm going to push this book so far, and I'm going to see how far I can push it before people notice that that's what I'm doing. I noticed with issue 1. And then in issue 2, I noticed again when the Batmobile was a giant dump truck transformer. I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? This book is just, it almost feels like satire, but it's fun. And that's all I take it for. When it comes to the Absolute stuff, I'm enjoying Green Lantern more, Superman more, but I'm enjoying all of them. I'm enjoying all except Martian Manhunter. That was too self-indulgent. As for recommendations, and this guy comes with Swamp Thing and Aquaman. Sheesh, you're welcome. Aquaman New 52. Jeff Johns, really good. I love it. And you have Ivan Reis on the art with that. It's fantastic. A lot of that lends to the Aquaman movie as well, with the trench and big tidal wave coming in on him and everything. Throne of Atlantis story arc, a lot of good stuff there. Jeremy Adams' Aquaman is really good too. He just finished up a big like 10-issue story arc, introducing the Blue for the first time, bringing in Captain Nemo, Arion's back, Vivian, the Lady in the Water. Just so good, so good. The detective wasn't terrible, but nothing special from my perspective. I guess it just isn't for me. That's fair. Aquaman's an Elseworld, very cool. And Christian Ward, hauntingly good art. Yes, it's a gimmick, but not in a fun way. I got tired of it on issue 2. I stayed till issue 5, but then I just gave up. That's fair. I mean, that's to each their own thing. It's different. Just like Matt Fraction's Batman, it's trying to find its footing. I still say that Fraction is just trying to get past the Chip Zdarsky stuff. He's got to write. Yeah, like he had to put Gordon back on the force. He's going to have to immediately address this Vandal Savage as a commissioner. So they can do that in the first story arc and get past it and get into whatever he has planned for his run. There's some things there that he's got to write past first. They do Baywatch Night. They can do Baywatch Dark Night. Yeah, that'd be cool. Scotty, you have to pitch this to DC. Yeah, exactly. My new DC book is coming soon, where I explore the magenta. I'm looking forward to that. I'm curious of what it taps into. The green is the plants, the gray is the rot, the red is the animals, the blue is the water. What will the magenta be? What will it be? Stay tuned. Be back here next week at 2 p.m. to find out. That's going to do it for today. About to make like a baby and head out. Got about a half hour before it's time for the kids. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. I really look forward to doing this every day. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.
Only one of us has a parachute. Good luck.